This is JOe for NJS4Ever. We're in Brooklyn, I believe by, which area is this? Adelphi?
You're on Adelphi.
Adelphi.
You're 2 blocks away from Fort Greene.
Yeah, if you recognize that voice, you may not. It's a chap called Kedar Massenburg. Now, this is Mr. Behind the Scenes.
Not today though, right?
Not today, not today.
I'm right in camera view.
And if you know a little bit of history about this guy, he's worked with Erykah Badu, JOe, Chico DeBarge, D'Angelo. There's one of the other. NJS4E, and Deja Groove, but we'll get back to that one.
Wow.
So Kedar, how are you doing, man? So, how did your musical journey begin, and how are you in this industry? How did it happen?
Well, as a young man, I started a group that you guys might be familiar with called Stetsasonic.
Yeah.
And I put that rap group together along with Daddy-O, who was he was like my brother. We always said we were brothers, so people in the industry always thought we were brothers. So I kind of, put that group together and helped pioneer their movement. So that was my initial introduction.
Sure. Okay. And what year was that? That must have been 85?
Wow.
85?
Yeah,
84, 85?
Yeah.
And then you set up, you had your own label, I think it was...
Well, I went, while Daddy-O and them were doing their thing with Stetsasonic and Prince Paul, and them guys were doing De La, I decided to go off to school, off to college. And while in college, I still was managing behind the scene, along with Rush management that consists of Russell Simmons and Rio Coleman. So I managed their career all the way up until 90s, and I managed another group by the name of Freestyle Fellowship.
Sure.
I had Micah 9 and AC Alone and them out of LA. Then I picked up Vertical Hold with Angie Stone. I started managing them, and I started managing Rakim. But as I journeyed, along, I went to law school, became a lawyer, and realized, where the money was, and realized that the guys that really controlled the industry, or that was significant in the industry, were lawyers, Clive Davis, as well as being music men. So my real break was a young man by the name of D'Angelo that I discovered in Richmond initially, came back to New York, and he was in New York, and then I started managing him, and I coined the phrase Neo Soul. Then after that, Erykah Badu, Chico DeBarge, A+, sold my company, went inside, and I became the chairman of Motown, in which I had the biggest sellers for Brian McKnight back at one, and Anytime, 702 where I was at. I signed NJS4E, I signed Chem, so it goes on and on.
So who was that last one?
Chemistry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's a platinum artist here in the US.
Okay, so D'Angelo, did you know that he was going to be that big? Because that's one thing I didn't know. So I'm coming into this interview thinking that I know Kedar Massenburg.
Right.
I followed your career pretty much
Right.
since way back. I didn't know that
So
D'Angelo...
you're old with me, right?
I'm old with you. Yeah. We're brothers, really.
That's right. Did I know whether I knew D'Angelo was going to be as big? Well, when you say big, it's all relative. Because Beyonce is big. When you talk about pop, that's big, that's crossover. It wasn't so much in terms of sales, it was more of the movement.
Yeah.
And the movement, I knew that the movement would be there because I always knew there was a certain amount of culture that existed. That's why Erykah wore their gilly. And that's why I had D'Angelo put the cornrows in his hair. And that's why Chico had straight hair. Black people always say, oh, straight hair is the best. And I had Chico go bald. And then I put out a young man named Remy Shan. What happened?
Oh yeah,
Remy Shan was mine also, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, there's always been some type of method to my madness in terms of making sure that the culture was back there. Nobody was really talking about ciphers in R&B. Black men wasn't wearing cornrows or whatever, right? You got the New Jack Swing era. So it had a lot to do with making sure the culture was still instilling in the people. Now going back to whether I thought D'Angelo was going to be big from a cultural standpoint and from getting, of course, to Black American, that I knew. That I knew for a fact because one, I believed in myself and I believed in him, and I knew there was nothing else close to that. So yes, I knew he was going to be big. Yes.
So, do you think you've reached the pinnacle of your success, or are you constantly striving for bigger and better things. What's your end game?
Well, I think at the end of the day that anyone that thinks they've reached the pinnacle has already failed. So I keep striving, because it depends how you determine success. Now, I could sit here and say, but for D'Angelo, it won't be Maxwell or Erykah or Jill Scott or Anthony, any of these guys. Anthony Hamilton was his background singer, and I could say, but for Angie Stone or Raphael Sadiq, there wouldn't be some other successes. So I don't judge it on my success. I guess I judge it on how far the genre goes and the people that it reaches. And because we've been able to reach a lot of people, that's good enough for me. Because the music business will never be the same. And the interesting thing is that I sold my company, I sold Kedar Entertainment, went inside, ran Motown, came back out, took Joe from Jive. I have Chico again, you know. Also Algebra, as well as I manage Genuine, and me and Keith Sweat are very close to the deal. And so I almost feel that it's a rebirth, especially where the business is going, redefining it, being independent, you and your artists controlling everything, your masters, your publishing, and everything. The majors don't know how to do that because, one, their overhead is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They don't really understand the culture or the music, so all they know is radio or video. Whereas you look at the artists that I've been responsible for, we never had pop crossover records. We never was really MTV. So what does that tell you? You have to be on the pulse and the culture of the people. So as long as I'm there and I'm healthy and my artists are healthy, physically as well as musically and in the environment, then sky's the limit.